Happy National Purple Heart Day, and thank you for joining us here on Eyewitness News at 11. I'm Thomas Payer. Months after charges were dropped and the record sealed in the case where Kaitlyn Conley was accused of killing her former employer, Mary Yoder, prosecutors are now asking Judge Bernadette Clark to recuse herself from all ongoing proceedings in an effort to retry Clark's case. This comes after multiple claims of bias against Judge Clark. That recusal hearing took place earlier today. Eyewitness News reporter Kayla Bruce breaks down the arguments.
In Oneida County Court this morning, Judge Bernadette Clark was deciding on a case of her own regarding whether she should recuse herself from overseeing proceedings regarding Kaitlyn Conley after allegations of bias surfaced. District Attorney Todd Carville says Judge Clark made comments last December at a holiday party suggesting she believed Kaitlyn Conley was innocent and that Mary Yoder's husband was responsible for her death due to an alleged affair. Carville submitted written statements from two well-known officials, Scott McNamara and County Executive's Chief of Staff, Kevin Revere. Both claim they heard the judge make those remarks at a holiday party. Today in court, Carville admitted he was seated at the same 10-person table that night. Remarks were made, but says he was speaking to another guest and wasn't privy to the alleged comments at the time. It wasn't until June 10th, after the courts denied Carville's request to reopen the case, that one of the witnesses approached DA Carville at a community event they both attended and brought up the conversation he had with Judge Bernadette Clark, stating that looking back on the February 4th release of Kaitlyn Conley, he couldn't understand why Clark was chosen to sit over the proceedings due to her bias she expressed December 11th. That same night, Carville called the second witness, who Carville claimed remembered the exchange and had similar sentiments. On top of those allegations, Carville also argued that Judge Clark previously gave him permission to present the case to a grand jury, but later sealed the evidence, making it impossible for him to move forward. Conley's defense attorney, Melissa Schwartz, pushed back, stating the fact that there's no active indictment against Conley, seeing that her case was thrown out in February, creating no legal grounds to ask for recusal in a case that no longer exists. Another thing to note was that Schwartz said that Judge Clark had already heard oral arguments in the case prior to the holiday party occurring, and in case Judge Clark made the alleged statements, they reflect no impartiality. To conclude the proceedings, Judge Clark addressed the courtroom, firmly denying she made the comments in question. Judge Clark has reserved her final decision on whether or not she will recuse herself, and in the meantime, the prosecution says they're planning to appeal the court's earlier ruling that blocked the attempt to bring the case before a grand jury. A date has not yet been set on the judge's final decision, but we'll keep you informed as we continue to follow the developments. In Utica, Kayla Bruce, Eyewitness News.
Changes to New York State's